Hey man, you got up for football?
Band class still needs you, man.
Kansas students have choices to do or not to do. The Kansas State High School Activities Association urges everyone to participate because when activities stop, nobody wins.
Our pregame show continues now. We're joined, as we are before each and every varsity football contest, by our head coach, Steve Martin. Coach, playoff time, and we got here. 6-2 is certainly nothing to sneeze at. I know you're a little disappointed that you didn't get some payback against Manhattan last week.
Yeah, I think we talked last week of, having a test right before the playoffs to kind of get your last fixes in before. And, to be honest with you, we're probably one play away from winning the ball game in that game. And, and the same about the East game. So, someone mentioned it to me the other day as Coach, you're 2 plays away from being 8-0 and being fat and happy. And, I said, I never thought about it that way, but, we're so close that you can see the young guys starting to develop. I think what you saw last Friday was a team that had grown up since week 4's loss and learned some things. And I thought we played arguably our best defensive game last week. Manhattan came into the game scoring 44 points a game, running the ball for 390 yards and I believe 120 passing. So to hold those guys to about 310 yards is great. It's a small little moral victory for our guys that we can teach off of. But, it's all about seeding. It's all about putting your things into place. And going into last week's game is we knew that if we needed to be the 2 seed, we needed to win by 4 points or more. And, what that guarantees at least, home field advantage throughout playoffs until the semis if you make it to the semis, right? And so we knew that if there was a chance that we did not able to win the game, that we needed to keep the deficit under 7 points. If we kept the points under 7 points last week, the loss, we thought we'd have a great shot of being at least the 4 seed. And that's where we set now. We're setting the 4 seed, being able to host campus, and then with a good victory tonight, hopefully we get through campus, that we get to revenge one of our losses to East next week at home. And then you get to go on the road and play the number 1 seed, Washburn Rule. And I really like our seed right now. I don't know if Saturday if I've been more excited about the future after a loss than I normally am. Usually you can see me sulking around going to get my quick trip at Saturday morning and burrowing in if we lose a game and stuff. But, it was optimistic. I thought our kids played absolutely hard. Joe Schartz at Manhattan, complimented us very well after the game in their article. And then we talked on the phone this weekend, and he goes, Coach, has 2 teams that could be playing in the state title game. And I felt the same way, too. I thought our kids played really good. We just made way more mistakes than they did, and that's a mark of a young team that still needs to grow up and kind of minimize some things. And a lot of the things that we talk about in that game is down to focus. We committed 9 5-yard penalties. Well, what's the difference between a 5 and a 10 and a 15? Well, what we feel like is a 5-yard penalty is something that we can control. Jumping off sides, a false start. If you watched the game last week, there are many drives that we were moving the ball very well, and we would get a 5-yard penalty, and now all of a sudden it's 2nd and 15, or it's 4th and 7 instead of a first down late in the game. So, there's a lot of teachable moments for kids about the little things and being able to lock in and focus that, applies to the game of football and life. So there's a lot of things that we can teach off of it.
You have campus this week, and you certainly don't want to look beyond your first playoff round opponent who comes in 2-6. You're thinking, you could think that, this is going to be a cakewalk. We're going to go ahead and look forward to our next game. But you got to. Everybody's 0-0 now, and you got to play them all. So what can you tell us about this campus bunch?
So Coach Cruz is a good friend of mine. Coach Cruz is a head coach at campus who came from Pratt. If you know anything about small Kansas football, Pratt won 2 state titles. Earlier in the maybe 2016, 17, around then. And then he took the campus job. So Coach Cruz is a very good coach. Offensively, they're a flexible team, so something similar to what Heights runs. So we're very familiar with that kind of style of offense. Especially since 2 of my coaches have actually coached in that offense before, and myself included. So, it's a team that's going to make us play disciplined football. After we played last Friday, I think our guys are ready for that challenge. Excuse me. And then, on defensively, they just try to do the little things right. They're trying to play a lot of fundamentals. They just are running out of guys. They're at that point where, their numbers are not great in that program. And, some kids are playing both ways. And when you're playing a quality opponent that has a lot of talent, that's very tough to get a kid to be able to match things for them on the offense and defense side of the ball, playing, roughly 160, 170 snaps in a game. Maybe not all of those snaps are quality snaps when you're playing us. So, it's a team that's going to come fight. They have 2 wins. They're coming off a close game against Mays last week, a win against, I believe, Salina South, and another win over Newton. So, they're in a tough, excuse me, AVCTL 1, where they play Derby and Salina Central and some of those schools. So, it's a team that's it's going to be ready, and they're definitely not going to come in here worried about playing the Grizzlies and what we can bring. So,
what's the injury situation for this week?
Well, how much time do we got left? So,
as much as you need.
Yeah. First and foremost, we lost Brady Johnson, one of our defensive ends, early in the game. He is out for the season, suffering possibly an ACL tear.
We concerned about that.
Yeah, we thought it was maybe going to be an MCL, which is the recovery time's not as much. Still going to be season ending, but you want your best for the kids, and you don't want them to go through that long, grueling transition from an ACL. So Brady's looking out, and we're going to miss his leadership and his motor. Brady is a very good junior defensive lineman for us, who we'll miss immensely. And then you go in the back of the game and about the fourth quarter, and we start kind of taking some lumps. Jaleel Cooper, a very good corner for us, went out in the second quarter with a knee bruise. Now we're thinking maybe there might be a ligament tear in his knee, so we're trying to get him into the doctor. And then another safety, Amari Bohannon, took a helmet to the ribs. We thought possibly, we sat him out. We thought possibly broken ribs. Luckily, there's no broken ribs, but we will hold him out of this game, kind of gambling that we'll get to make it next week. And then Jeremiah Harris, another safety, got hurt, took a helmet on his back early in the fourth quarter of the game Friday. Also, and then Jace Glasper went down early in the fourth quarter and was managed to come back, but he grabbed his knee. We're figuring out it's not that, but it's a very high hip and glute strain, and he'll be doubtful for Friday as well. So, this is a week where, last week I thought when all these injuries happened, our next man up mentality coached in. My coaches did a good job of preparing guys to jump into those spots throughout the week, and it paid off. Bishop Smith came in and played great, had a great game for never playing varsity minutes, meaningful varsity minutes. Came in and played absolutely great for Brady, and he'll look to get some playing time there Friday night as well. And we think he'll do a great job for us. And then the secondary is we're putting some gray tape on it because that's 3 out of the 4 starting defensive backs. So you got to rely on some youth Friday night too. So it might not look pretty, but it's all about surviving and advancing tonight.
And you got to believe that campus, knowing that you've got injury problems in the secondary, is going to utilize that to their advantage and try and throw back there.
Yeah, and with their stuff, what they do in their flexman stuff, a lot of our alley support is going to have to come from our secondary. So, our coaches have been preparing these guys all week, and it's why you play the game. Anything can happen. You can go from having a quality roster to all of a sudden being depleted and walking around like the MASH unit out there. And so, we hope to get a lot of those guys back, with the exception of probably doubtful is Jaleel Cooper, and for sure out for the season is Brady. So you can't ever replace those guys, but it's kind of why we practice and we preach to our young guys. It's you're one play away from getting thrown in there, so you better be focused up and paying attention at practice and getting the reps when you can. So
we wish you the best of luck tonight against campus, and being the eternal optimist, I'm going to tell you, we'll look forward to a visit with you before next Friday night's game as well.
Yeah, absolutely. We're looking forward to it.
Head coach Steve Martin on our pregame interview. Stay tuned. We're going to take a 60-second timeout, and then we'll be back with the starting lineups for tonight's game against the Campus Colts. First game of the playoffs coming up right after this turnaround. You're watching NWHS GRIZZ, and this is Grizzly football.
What does it mean when people say America is a land of opportunity?
It means the power to discover,
To redefine yourself.
To improve yourself.
to challenge yourself.
To realize there's more in you
than you ever knew
that you could do.
It means giving people an open field to explore what they do best.
With the best tools,
The best training.
the best technology in the world.
We bring out the best in the people who serve.
so you can be
All you can be.
This may sound like a typical high school basketball game being played on a Friday night in Kansas. In fact, it's a crash course in cooperation and teamwork. It's a test of dedication, determination, and drive. It's character development in action. If you think high school sports are only about competition, think about this. High school sports can play a critical role in a student's overall education. In fact, studies show that students who participate in school sports are more likely to enjoy greater levels of achievement in their academic lives. At the same time, playing sports helps teach lessons not covered in the classroom. Lessons like tolerance, respect for the rules, and the importance of supporting your community. High school sports, a winning part of a complete education. This message presented by the Kansas State High School Activities Association and the Kansas Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
See if we can get to that point.
Campus Colts, I do not recall the last time that the Campus Colts have played Northwest, if ever. At least not in my tenure up here in the booth. I do not remember ever having Campus as an opponent. They come in tonight 2-6. Tell us about their season.
Yeah, so those the 2 wins that they had were against Newton, and they won 30-20, and it was
Salina South.
Oh, yep, sorry. Salina South was the second win, and that was 35-27. So two opponents that we're not familiar with, but 2 pretty good wins for them. And then some of their losses include losing to Goddard 46-8, Valley Center 42-14, and Derby 48-0. And Derby, they're one of another really good teams in Kansas here.
We're going to stop you just for a moment here. They're getting ready to play the national anthem. Out on the field, the Northwest Marching Grizzlies.
Band will play our national anthem in honor of our country and those that defend it. Tonight's color guard is provided by the Grizzlies Battalion JROTC cadets. They are Cadet Lieutenant Colonel Tyler Childers, Cadet Sophia Gonzalez, Cadet Captain Jonathan Zacharias, and Cadet Corporal Robert Buzo.
That's the national anthem. Now the alma mater, followed by victors. That's the Wichita Northwest High School Marching Grizzlies. Here on our pregame show, we're still 10 minutes away from the opening kickoff. And Craig, you were in the middle of reviewing the Salina South, the Campus Colts season. Why don't you pick up where you left off?
Yes, I was.
Whoop.
Oh, there we go. There we go. Sorry. Mic wasn't working for a second. Yeah, I was talking about Derby. They got blown out 48-0 against Derby, which Derby is one of the best football programs in the state of Kansas, so we can't hold them to anything with that. Derby's really good, so I think Northwest would also struggle if they had to play Derby, because Derby, they're just pretty good. And then Maize. They lost 48-32 against Maize, and that surprised me a little bit because I thought Maize was, last year they were one of the best football programs in the state of Kansas as well with the help of Avery Johnson, and now he's off at Kansas State playing the quarterback position. He's doing pretty well as a true freshman.
He's doing very well there at K-State.
Yeah, he's doing pretty well, but Maize just isn't the same as they were last year, so they're kind of taking a little bit of a step back, as some people would say, but that game just surprised me a little bit that it was closer than I thought it would be. But overall, campus, they had a pretty tough schedule, I would say, so I wouldn't hold that 2-6 record against them. That looks like a pretty tough schedule to me.
Well, and it's one of the things that Coach Martin and I were talking about in our pregame interview is that the records really don't mean anything anymore. Everybody's 0-0 once you start playoffs, and once you get to if you lose one, you go home, and this is an elimination game tonight for both of these teams. So it's very important. Everything is important now. Everybody's got, we have to bring our A game now from here all the way to state if we intend to get that far.
Yes, and like you just said, it starts here because every game from this point and on is an elimination game, so you either win or you go home. So this game means everything to all the coaching staff, all the players, just everybody on the field. Because if you don't win, you go home, and you can't advance further in the playoffs. So, yeah, this game is a pretty big deal for both teams here, and especially Northwest if they're wanting to make that desired state run.
The crowd not as big as it has been earlier this year. I think the weather may have a little bit of something to do with that. Our game time temperature tonight, 47 degrees, and we've got a north wind out at about 15 to 25 miles an hour. The wind has died down since earlier today. It was blowing 35 miles an hour out of the north. A cold front came through in the last 24 hours and sent everything plunging. And you look at the field, everybody on the field is bedecked in winter garb, and for good reason. It is cold out there, 47 the temperature. The wind chill probably is closer to 30 at this point with that stiff north wind, and the players will have to deal with that wind throughout the entire game tonight. Craig, let's go ahead and talk about our starters for Northwest. We don't have the starters for campus. They were not furnished to us prior to game time, but we can tell you who we anticipate will start for Northwest tonight, and let's start with the Northwest defense.
Of course, thank you, Kevin, and for the starters for your Northwest defense. And at the defensive end spot, it'll be number 96, Bishop Smith, and he is taking the spot of the injured Brady Johnson that went down last week against Manhattan. And at the nose tackle spot, it'll be your big old number 0, Trey Birch. He is 6 foot tall, 260 pounds. At the other defensive end spot, it'll be number 20, Peyton Dean. At the will linebacker spot, it'll be number 34, Quavon Harris. At the Mike linebacker spot, it'll be number 22, Jacob King. He stands at 5'10" and 175 pounds. At the Sam linebacker spot, it'll be number 31, Jamari Bland, and he stands at 6'2". And at the nickelback spot, it'll be number 1, John Michael Fountain. At the free safety spot, it'll be number 4, Amari Bohannon. At the strong safety spot, it'll be number 11, Jeremiah Harris. He stands at 5'9", 155 pounds. And at the 2 cornerback spots, it'll be number 6, Jaleel Cooper. He stands at 5'7" and 135 pounds. And number 8, Takari Brown. He stands at 6'1", 170 pounds. And those are your defensive starters for Northwest High School.
And 5 of those guys on defense are seniors, and we're going to be counting on their leadership on defense. And that would be Harris, Cooper, and Brown in the secondary. Trey Birch up front, along with Jacob King. And we hope to call their numbers a lot tonight as the tacklers of the campus Colts. Okay, let's give you the the projected starters on offense for Northwest. At left tackle, Devin Gracie, a 5'10", 235-pound junior. Left guard, Keuntis Henderson, a sophomore starting at the left guard spot. Senior at center, Nathan Davis, a 6-foot, 255-pounder. And at right guard, also a senior, Dalton Schrader, 6'5", 280, is Dalton Schrader at right guard. Right tackle, D'Angelo Williams, is a sophomore. And D'Lo, the only sophomore starting, or the only underclassman who is going to be on the front line tonight. At quarterback, you're going to see Jalen Mason starting here tonight. My indications are that Jace Glasper may not even play tonight, and it's not an injury-related thing. It's a strategic thing for Coach Martin. We'll see how that plays out as the game goes along. Jalen Mason will start at quarterback, and here come the Grizzlies. And the Grizzlies are excited, as they should be. Let's give you the rest of the starters here. At wide receiver, assuming Glasper does not play, look for Jay-Sean Dirting to start in his place, the junior. Franklin EQ, also a wideout, and he is also one of the place kickers on the team. EQ is a sophomore, as is Chase Carter. Look for him also in the wideout spot. At running back, Deuce Bohannon, number 3. We're going to be calling his number all night long, along with Sincere Thompson, the senior, 205, 5'10", and also Philip Givens, the 5'11", 220-pound senior as well. And those are your projected starters for Wichita Northwest here tonight. So if we win the toss tonight, Craig, do we defer or do we take the ball and go for the jugular?
You know, knowing Coach Martin, I would say he'd probably want to get the ball and get a touchdown first, but maybe because we're in the playoffs, he may have a different approach to it, but we'll see. I would say, though, he wants to receive the ball and get that first touchdown on the board.
Captains out there for Northwest, Michael Lopez, Quavon Harris, Dalton Schrader, and who did I miss? Who did I miss out there? Takari Brown. He was standing off there to the right when I was looking out there a moment ago. They're out there for the coin toss. We cannot hear the PA announcer up here in the booth, so we'll go for the indicator. It looks like we're going to defend the south goal first, and we're going to take the ball first. So I think your inclination may be correct here, Craig, in that Coach Martin might want to go for the jugular right away.
Yeah, I guess I was right about that one. So knowing Coach Martin, he likes to strike first and he likes to be aggressive. So I guess that's how he's going to want to start off this playoff run for the 2023 season here. And also, as I saw out there from the coin toss, it looks like Michael Lopez, he is going to play today.
Or he is at least suited up today.
I guess, yeah, maybe if he isn't playing, Coach Martin wanted him to go out there just to call the coin toss.
We'll see if he gets in the game or not, and we'll know that on the very first play because he's on the kickoff unit. So we'll see if he goes back there to receive the opening kickoff from the Campus Colts. Campus Colts will play from right to left, left to right rather, Northwest right to left. Northwest in their home navy blue uniform tops with gold numerals and the gold pants tonight. And you'll see that the Colts are in their white tops with dark pants tonight as they get set to kick off with Jaden Smith, the kicker, getting set. Here's the kick, and it's very short, taken on the far side at the 30. Cutting upfield, number 36-yard line is where they'll end up.
That was EQ.
And EQ, yes, it was EQ that took the opening kick, and Michael Lopez was on the kickoff unit, so forget anything I said about him not playing tonight.
And what I thought was a little interesting on that kickoff, I don't know about you, Kevin, but I don't really see EQ out on the kickoff unit too often.
No,
so
that was a surprise to me as well. Northwest has it, 1st and 10. Quick handoff up the right side, now cutting back in, a big hole, first down yardage and more. Still on his feet, here we go. To the 40, down to the 38-yard line. What a great run to start off the game by Deuce Bohannon. Pickup of nearly 20 yards. Quick turnaround, here we go again. Deuce Bohannon on the near side to the 20, to the 15, and down he goes at the 13-yard line. A 30-yard gain, 32-yard gain on that play. So far we have Deuce Bohannon as a one-man offensive army. Mason hands it off this time to Thompson up the middle, all the way in, touchdown Northwest.
Wow, just
35 seconds to score the first touchdown of the game for the Grizzlies. Now John Lee will try the extra point, and Jalen Mason will be the holder. This is new. This is normally done by Glasper. Mason will be the holder for Lee. Ball's down, kick is up, and it's good. And with 35 seconds gone in the first quarter, Grizzlies jump on top 7-0. We'll go ahead and take a quick timeout. We'll be back for the kickoff after this. You're watching NWHS GRIZZ, and this is Grizzly Football.
What does it mean when people say America is a land of opportunity?
It means the power to discover,
To redefine yourself.
To improve yourself.
to challenge yourself.
To realize there's more in you
than you ever knew
that you could do.
It means giving people an open field to explore what they do best.
With the best tools,
The best training.
the best technology in the world.
We bring out the best in the people who serve.
so you can be
All you can be.
The far 1-6.
Back for the kickoff. Deep for Campus High is Camden Schrader, number 6. Franklin EQ takes the long run and kicks it off, kicks it deep. It bounces at the 18. Picked up there by Lucas White, and he is hit immediately. Picks up 2 on the return. It's going to be 1st and 10 from the 20 for the Colts, and that's just as good as a touchback.
Yeah, that was a great effort there from Landis Smith for Northwest, just wrapping up the ball carrier whenever they tried to change direction. And they wrapped up quick enough to where the ball carrier could not go anywhere with the ball.
In the huddle is Campus High, and Drake McPherson, the starting quarterback for the Colts, a 6'3", 176-pound senior. Lines up under center. Man in motion. Handoff up the middle, and it goes absolutely nowhere as it is stuffed by 4 Grizzlies for a 1-yard loss. It'll be 2nd down and 11.
You know, I would give credit to that tackle, but it looked like, as you said, there was about 4 players in for Northwest, and they were covered up, so I could not see any numbers. But great defensive effort there from Northwest, and they're showing a pretty strong run defense here. Just on the first play, getting that 1-yard loss, and let's see what they can do on the 2nd down.
Schrader again is under center. And this one is handed off up the middle again to Lucas White. He gets virtually nothing on the play. In fact, they don't even move the stick. It'll be 3rd down and 11. No gain on the play. And another good defensive stop by your Grizzlies. Grizzlies coming off a heartbreaking loss to Manhattan last week appear to be very fired up defensively on these first 2 plays.
Yeah, it's great there, Kevin, and they're showing pretty good, strong running defense, and I wonder what Campus is going to call here on 3rd down. I want to see what their passing offense looks like.
I got to believe they're going to put it up. And we have a flag on the play, and they're going to blow the whistle dead. I think they're going to blow the play dead for a false start. We'll see what they call here. It is a false start. 5-yard penalty. We'll make it 3rd down and 16 now.
Yeah, I also couldn't help but notice. I was watching the play clock over by the scoreboard, and it seems like they broke their huddle about 8 seconds or so they didn't really give them a lot of time to really just call the play there.
Well, and they're taking their time on all of the 3 plays so far, just getting the play called. There's only 6 seconds on the play clock now. Man in motion. They hand it off up the middle, and short gain is all they're going to get. It's going to be 4th down and very long, and the punting unit will come out for the Campus Colts. Grizzlies hold a 3 and out on the first series of downs for the Colts. Takari Brown and Michael Lopez are deep for Northwest, standing at their 50-yard line, awaiting the kick from the Colts. And the kick is off the side of his foot. It's going to roll out of bounds at around the 40-yard line of Campus. And I don't know, as close as we got, was that kick partially blocked, Craig?
You know, I think it was, because at first I thought the referee right next to in the backfield there was going to throw a flag for roughing the punter there, but I saw him give the signal of
if he
deflection.
did one of these,
yeah.
or we're
the
sliding
got
our hands here, showing a tip ball,
yep.
So it was partially blocked. 1st and 10 for the Grizzlies at the 39, up the middle. Big hole, here we go, 25-20, 15, 10, 5, touchdown. Deuce Bohannon, 39 yards. A 1-play drive for the Grizzlies, and they're up by 2 scores. John Lee will try the extra point. Mason will hold it.
I know there's only been about 3.5 minutes in this game, but looks like Deuce Bohannon, he seems like a big problem for this Campus defense here.
He's near 100 yards already. Ball's down, kick is up, and it's good. 8:31 remaining in the first quarter. The Grizzlies 14 and the Colts nothing. We'll be back with the kickoff after this. Stay with us. You're watching NWHS Grizz, and this is Grizzly Football.
Hey Grizzly Nation, this is Eric Hofer-Holdeman, your principal at Northwest High School. Did you know Grizzly Pride is the combined booster club and PTO here at Northwest? They support both athletics and academics. We're asking you to join Grizzly Pride this year. Due to these extraordinary times, Grizzly Pride doesn't have the same fundraising opportunities they normally have, and we need you to join and offer your donation to help Grizzly Pride out. Go to our Northwest webpage, join today. Go Grizzlies.
Back at Northwest High, Grizzlies have jumped out quickly here with 2 scores to take a 14-point lead in the first quarter. And Franklin EQ will set it up to kick off again. He's got it on the far hash mark on the 40. And the ball is in the air. This one is going to be caught, fair caught at the 19-yard line by Carson Cheever. And that may have been the smartest play of the night so far for the Colts, as the Grizzlies were bearing down on him. Call for the fair catch and just settled to have the possession. 1st down and 10 for the Colts. They have punted twice
And
on 2 3-and-outs.
Yeah, Northwest, they have scored twice. Touchdowns, matter of fact. And that's really mainly because of Deuce Bohannon today. He's already well over 100 yards rushing.
It's just amazing.
Yeah, rushing touchdowns as well. He's one heck of a player.
Handoff and a sweep up the near side gains good yardage for the Colts. They'll pick up 7 yards on the play. It'll be 2nd down and a short 3 for the Colts. A nice run that time.
Yeah, and that run was by Gio Delgadio. And, yeah, that was one of the first bright spots of this offense campus here. So, good little run there from campus.
On 2nd down. Ball on the near hash mark. Only one wide out up top. They're going to run it again. And this time it goes nowhere. Jacob King, among others, leads the charge to push the runner back. He'll lose a yard. It'll be 3rd down and 4.
Yeah, that was just unfortunate there for Jackson there for campus, excuse me. And, yeah, he had about 4 Northwest players in the backfield with him, and that included Fountain and King. So really tough there for campus.
On 3rd down. A pitch to the near side. He's got the 1st down and more. Running out of bounds is Landon Mundy. He picked up about 8 on the play. It'll be 1st down and 10 for campus.
Well, campus has found their first down of the game, so I think they just need to build on that confidence and just keep it going on this drive.
From the 35-yard line, 1st and 10 for the Colts. They're still awaiting the play to come in, and comparing their offense to ours, our quick drive offense, it seems like they're taking 2 forevers to get a play in, and they're really not. Man in motion. Schrader keeps it and tries to sweep, gets nowhere. He ran about 12 yards to pick up 12 inches. It'll be 2nd down and 10. Clock running with 6:50 to go in the 1st quarter.
Yeah, and that's what happens, Kevin, whenever those plays that are designed for a toss or just a kind of run towards the outside, if you can't split that edge in a fast enough time, those defenders will come right to you and tackle you in the backfield or at the line of scrimmage like we just saw.
Grizzlies did a good job of sniffing out that play. 2nd down and long now. And Schrader keeps it again. Picks up maybe 3 yards on the play. Let's make it 3rd down and 6 to go for the Colts. The ball spotted at the 38-yard line.
Yeah, and it looked like the ball carrier for campus took a little bit of a fall right there. He started to trip, and I'm assuming that's what helped the Northwest defense there to get him down on the ground.
Campus again taking plenty of time to get their play in and get it called. And they're inside 10 seconds on the play clock now on literally every play. So now we know what to expect from them. Back to pass. Short screen over the middle is dropped in and out of the hands of Andrew Klitzing. And it will be 4th down and long. And the punting unit comes on for the campus Colts, led by Jaden Smith, number 1. Back deep for Northwest, it'll be Michael Lopez and Takari Brown. And they're both standing at the 25-yard line of Northwest. Smith does have the wind at his back for this punt. And it's over his head and loose on the ground. Still buried under it. And it's going to be a Grizzly 1st down inside the 15-yard line on the turnover. 1st and 10 Northwest, and what a big break for the Grizzly offense.
Yeah, I think everything that could have possibly went wrong there for that just the punt there for Campus, I think definitely went wrong. Because, yeah, the snap was just too high for the punter, and he was not able to corral the ball.
Ball was snapped 3 feet over his head. 1st and 10 for the Grizzlies. Up the middle, 5, into the end zone, touchdown. I don't see any hands in the air, but he did make it. Well, nobody signaled touchdown except me, and I'm going to call it a touchdown. John Lee is on for the extra point. Mason will hold it. Another one-play drive for Northwest. That's 2 in this first quarter. Ball's down, kick is up and through, and with 5:16 to go now in the first quarter. It's Northwest 21 and Campus nothing. We'll be back for the kickoff after this. You're watching NWHS Grizz, and this is Grizzly football.
What does it mean when people say America is a land of opportunity?
It means the power to discover,
To redefine yourself.
To improve yourself.
to challenge yourself.
To realize there's more in you
Than you ever knew.
that you could do.
It means giving people an open field to explore what they do best.
With the best tools,
The best training.
the best technology in the world.
We bring out the best in the people who serve.
So you can be
All you can be.
Back at Northwest for the kickoff. Franklin EQ spots the ball on the hash mark at the 40-yard line on the far side. Kicking into the north wind. Ball's in the air. It's short at the 20. Loose on the ground. Picked up. And they're going to call it dead at that spot, I believe. As the whistles blow, it'll be 1st and 10 for Campus on their own 20-yard line.
Yeah. Oh, sorry,
Campus
Kevin.
reeling from 3 first-quarter touchdowns in 7 minutes, and their offense just can't get untracked.
Yeah, I was just going to mention, Kevin, I don't only think it's just their offense, but it looks like their special teams as well is having a little bit of difficulty. Because as we just saw, the little bit of a muffed grab on that ball from the kickoff.
McPherson under center, hands it off. Sweep on the near side. Lucas White is tied up instantly, and he's going to lose a yard. 2nd down and 11 for Campus.
Yeah, there's a couple Northwest players involved on that tackle, but it was Peyton Dean that finished it off and brought the ball carrier to the ground.
Someone, I don't know who it was, had White's jersey stretched out about 3 feet, holding him up until help could arrive, and help did arrive. So 2nd down and 12, let's call it. 4:33 and counting in the first quarter. McPherson under center again. And again, a running play up the middle, gains about 5 yards.
Yeah, I'd say
on
that
the
was
quarterback keeper by Drake McPherson. And it'll be 3rd down and 4 to go.
Sorry, my apologies, Kevin.
You're good.
But, yeah, I like that little play call there from Campus. It got them about halfway to the 1st down yardstick, and all they got to do is just find another play just like that.
You can't get it all back at once. When you need 12 and you're going to run it, you're not going to probably in all likelihood get it all back at one time. So a big play for Campus and a big play for Northwest here on 3rd down. Back to throw. McPherson puts it up, and is it picked off is the question. No, it's incomplete. Nearly picked off on the far side by Northwest on a pretty nice play.
Yeah, it looked like Landis Smith had that in his hands. It's just the impact from hitting the ground, I guess, jarred that ball
loose. Exactly. So it's not a pick. It's not a pick by Smith, but it almost as good. It forces a punt. Takari Brown and Michael Lopez are deep for Northwest. And Campus is a man short. Now they get him in there. Another high snap, but he gets the punt off, and it's a pretty good boot. The ball lands on the 40 and takes a Northwest bounce, and we're going to get 5 yards on the roll. And I'm not exactly sure why Swally fell on the ball for Northwest. He should have let it go.
Yeah, that was a little nice Northwest bounce there. It landed about the 40-yard line, but it rolled all the way to the 45, so not bad field position for this upcoming drive for Northwest.
And you know, with the big wind in our face this entire quarter, we've had great field position on every possession, including this one. 1st and 10 at the 45. Fake to, and there it is, a pass to Michael Lopez for a touchdown. 55 yards in the air for the score. A one-play drive for Northwest, their third one-play drive in this quarter.
And I was just about to say, Kevin, I feel like the reason why the wind isn't having any factor with this Northwest offense, we haven't passed the ball yet. And I was just about to say it right before that play.
They faked the handoff to Bohannon, and it pulled everybody defensively on the line toward Bohannon. And boom, Michael Lopez got behind the defense and snags it for the touchdown. John Lee will try the extra point. Mason will hold. Ball's down, kick is up. It's low, but he gets it through. 3:17 remaining in the first quarter. Grizzlies with a commanding 28-0 lead over the Haysville Campus Colts. Back for the kickoff after this. You're watching NWHS GRIZZ, and this is Grizzly football. Wow. This is unbelievable. Franklin EQ will take it at his traditional spot on the 40-yard line at the far hash mark. That's where he likes it to be. And he will once again kick into the stiff north breeze. And it's in the air. At the 20, it's caught and run back there by Carson Cheever. He doesn't get much. He gets a 4-yard return. 1st down and 10 from the 24 for the Colts, and the Colts desperate to get some offense generated.
Oh yeah, Kevin. I would say Campus really does need to get some offense going because there's 3 minutes left in this first quarter, and they are down 28-0. So they need to find something that they can build on and just get some points back here.
From the 24, McPherson under center. Man in motion. And it looks like a keeper up the middle. Picks up maybe 3 yards. And let's give them 4. 2nd down and 6 for the Colts. We have not yet acknowledged our broadcast crew tonight, Craig, and I think we need to do that. Our executive producer, Mr. Shane Monroe, who organizes all of this and puts it all together. Couldn't do it without him. And Michael Villa is at the controls with the camera, bringing you all the great pictures you're watching tonight. And thank Michael for all of his hard work as well, as he's the one braving the cold weather here. Man in motion, back to pass. McPherson throws a long one, and it's too long. Overthrew everybody. It will be third down.
You know, I like that play call because I think it was a little bit unexpected because that was Lucas White that was the ball was actually, I would say, in the area. The receiver there was just a little overthrown, and I think that could have been a really good play. With
well, if he catches up to it, it's a touchdown because White was behind the defender. But the ball overthrown by 2 or 3 yards and falls harmlessly to the ground. So it's third down and long now. They need 6. Back to throw again. That one is thrown up the middle and knocked down, and it's going to be fourth down. And once again, the Colts will punt.
And that is a big old number 0, Trey Birch. That was in on that deflected pass there. That seems like the first time we're going to call his name tonight. And I'm assuming many more times we'll call his name tonight because he is such a big contributor to that front three for that defense for Northwest.
We're going to miss that senior when he's not here next year. We have Lopez and Brown standing at the 40-yard line to receive this punt. Good snap. Kick is away. It's a low line drive kick caught by Lopez to the 50, 45, 40. Still on his feet. 35, 30, 25, 20, and out of bounds inside the 20-yard line. Wow, a 40-yard return of the punt by Michael Lopez, and we thought he was down twice during the return.
You know, Kevin, that surprises me a little bit because of how small Lopez is. He was able to fight off some players that almost were like double his size, but hey, I guess it's not the size, but the size of the heart,
there
I think,
as
some people say.
From the 17-yard line, a handoff to Bohannon. He goes up the middle, and he'll pick up 5 yards on the play. It'll be second down and 5 for Northwest. Clock running, 1:47 to go, first quarter. And this time Mason throws it, and it's picked off in the end zone. The ball was very underthrown, intended for Takari Brown, and picked off very nicely there. I believe that was Quentin Daly, number 17, who made the interception for the Campus Colts. So in the end zone, it'll be a touchback, and it will be first down and 10 from the 20 for the Campus Colts, and the first mistake by Northwest here this evening.
Yeah, and I know that will not sit well with Coach Martin on the sideline because I think he'll expect more from his offense coming forward after a really poor interception in the end zone, if I might add.
And that interception was caused by good coverage. The ball was on target to the receiver, but good coverage. Gain of 2 on first down. It'll make it 2nd and 8.
I'm starting to think that this Northwest defense is going to be able to predict some of these plays because it seems like Campus is only running just a couple plays out of their playbook here.
So far, they've got a very limited vocabulary on their play calling, that's for sure. On second down, McPherson under center. And a sweep to the far side gets good yardage. And if he doesn't have the first down, he's very close. And I think he does have it. And yes, he went out of bounds in front of the sticks. And they'll move him. First down and 10 for Campus. Is that their first down of the quarter?
It's their second.
Second. They've not generated a lot of offense, so a new set of downs for the Colts.
But I guess as we – oh, sorry, Kevin.
No, go.
But as we could see from that play right there, I guess the few plays that they have been running are able to produce them somewhat on offense.
3 seconds on the play clock. They get it off. Handoff up the middle. And stopped after a short gain. Lucas White picks up a yard. It'll be 2nd down and 9.
You know, I think that they're me personally, I think that campus's formation is a little interesting. Whenever I see the quarterback taking the snap right under the center, usually you'd see a halfback in the backfield right behind him, but it seems like some of these plays
just
they
one
don't
man
have.
back there right now, and they hand the ball off, and it's stuffed immediately for a 1-yard loss. It'll be 3rd down and 10 to go now, and that will end the quarter. At the end of 1 quarter of play, it's Wichita Northwest 28 and Haysville Campus 0. We'll be back with the 2nd quarter after this. Stay with us. You're watching NWHS GRIZZ, and this is Grizzly football.
What does it mean when people say America is a land of opportunity?
It means the power to discover,
To redefine yourself.
To improve yourself.
to challenge yourself.
To realize there's more in you
than you ever knew
that you could do.
It means giving people an open field to explore what they do best.
With the best tools,
The best training.
the best technology in the world.
We bring out the best in the people who serve.
so you can be
All you can be.
At our next commercial, we won't do a commercial, we'll do scores. Okay?
Got it.
Back at Wichita Northwest with Craig Cameron, Kevin Arkin joining you at the start of the 2nd quarter. It's Wichita Northwest 28 and Haysville Campus 0. 3rd down and 10 for Campus at their own 31-yard line. In this drive, they've picked up 1 first down, and then the drive has stalled on this set of downs. So we'll see what shakes. And again, McPherson is under center. Back and heavily pressured, gets it off. White brings it up the field, and he's going to pick up a first down on that pass play. 1st down and 10 for Haysville Campus at their own 43-yard line.
Yeah, and it was Quavon Harris that almost got to the quarterback in the backfield there for Northwest. It's just unfortunate for him that he couldn't get there in time because he was just about a second or so late. That quarterback, he had to get rid of the ball real quickly.
McPherson did a good job to get rid of it. Now this time he pitches it loose on the ground. Who's going to get it? Picked up by Northwest. And advanced down to the 32-yard line. It's going to be 1st down and 10 Grizzlies on the fumble. And now a flag comes in, and that I'm sure will be a flag for someone extending a dinner invitation after the game.
Yeah, and I believe that was Michael Fountain that recovered the fumble for Northwest there.
That was just a bad pitch. And granted, the bad pitch was caused by pressure on the quarterback, but it was a bad pitch. The ball bounced twice on the ground, and John Michael Fountain was all over it. And the foul is for unnecessary roughness on Northwest, on Bohannon. So that'll move the ball back to the 48-yard line. It will still be Northwest ball. 1st down and 10 from that spot. And a pitch to Bohannon. to the 45. He's still got lots of room. 40, 35, 30, 25, 20, 15, 10, and out of bounds near the 5-yard line. It will be first down and goal to go. And a big run by Bohannon. That's a 43-yard gain on that play.
Yeah, excuse me. Deuce Bohannon, he's one heck of an athlete.
He really is. High snap, handed off up the middle. I thought I saw a flag on the ground, but no, it's a touchdown for Northwest. A 2-play drive to go with our 3 1-play drives of the first quarter.
So I guess that interception that Mason threw in the end zone, the drive before, had no impact on the ability of them scoring.
Not at all. Ball's down now, a bad snap. And they tried to throw for 2, and that didn't work. Conversion does not succeed, and it will stay at 34-0. Greg, let's take this opportunity if we can. You've got some scores from other playoff games of interest.
Let me see here. Saw a couple of good ones. Looks like Emporia is taking on Blue Valley, I believe, South. Or Blue Valley, yep, Blue Valley Southwest. It is 14-0 going in the favor of the Blue Valley Southwest.
Okay.
And they are in the second quarter. Let's see what other good games there are. Bishop Carroll is taking on May South tonight, and May South is 24, or ranked number 24. And May South is leading 13-0 in the second quarter. Looks like Dodge City is taking on Lawrence. It's tied at 7 in the second quarter. Capon is taking on Salina South, and they're leading 28-0 in the first quarter.
That does not surprise me.
Sounds like
Salina South is winless this year, so. And Capon is the number 1 seed in 5A.
And Salina South was one of the teams that Haysville campus beat.
Yes. Here's the kickoff from EQ. Nice boot with the wind. All the way back to the goal line and running it out to the 13-yard line. That's where they're going to start it. Campus will have it first down and 10. 10:46 remaining in the first half. And the score, 34-0 Northwest.
Well, that was an interesting kickoff. Topeka is playing Derby right now, and Derby is leading 28-0 in the first quarter. So another 28-0 game in the first quarter, and that doesn't surprise me. Derby, one of the best in the state, as I said earlier, and then Topeka, we played them earlier in the season. We won 70-7.
Yes, that was one of the blowout wins we had. On first down, bottling up the runner very quickly, 3 Northwest linemen. And they're going to lose a yard on that play. And how many times have I said that? They run a running play and lost yardage on it tonight.
Yeah, that's a pretty popular trend for this game. Northwest, they're playing a pretty stiff run defense here against this Haysville campus offense. And campus, they're going to have to find a way to try to counter that really strong run defense.
Second down and 11. Ball at the 14-yard line. And there's a sweep of the far side and a big run coming. And look at this. Chasing him down and pushing him down out of bounds to save the touchdown. On a big play to I can't tell who that was.
Well, whoever it was, won a heck of a play.
I think it was Takari Brown, but I'm not sure. But a huge run from scrimmage for Haysville campus, and if nothing else, it'll improve their stats in the first half. They're going to get 90% of their yards gained on one play. First down and 10, ball at the 16. Another run up the right side, gains a couple. Second down and 7. Ball at the 13-yard line of Northwest.
And if I'm not mistaken, Kevin, I believe this is the first time in this game that Campus has possessed the ball in Northwest half of the field.
That is correct.
I think they finally found that play that
That
is going to
big
get their
play
offense.
did a lot for them.
Hopefully they can keep that offense moving.
Let's see if Grizzlies can hold them here. And that looked like a busted play to me. McPherson ended up keeping it and going down for a big loss, but I think he was looking to pitch it and have somebody sweep to the near side left, and it just didn't develop. So it's third down and 9 now. Ball back at the 15-yard line.
Yeah, from the looks of the play, it looked like his halfback was just a little too far ahead, or he was a couple steps ahead of the quarterback there, so he did not have anybody to pitch it to. And I think that's what caused that breakdown of that play right there.
On third down, loose ball on the ground. He picks it up, does McPherson. And he's going to go down in the backfield on a huge sack. He's sacked all the way back at the 24-yard line. That'll make it fourth down and forever. 4th and 17. And into the wind, I can't believe they'd go for a field goal.
Well, I'll tell you this, Kevin, it's a little too close to punt it, but looks like they are going to try a field goal.
They are going to try a field goal. It's going to be tough into this north wind. We'll see what kind of a leg that kicker Jaden Smith has.
This will be an impressive kick here.
This will be a 41-yarder if he makes it, and it had no chance. Ball never got in the air. It'll be a touchback for Northwest. They'll have it.
It may be at the 1. That ball rolled out at the 1-yard line. What?
I thought it went into the end zone.
It looks like it rolled out by the 1-yard line. I think that's what the referees are signaling.
Well, that's where they're marking it, is at the 1, so it'll be 1st and 10 Grizzlies at their own 1-yard line, and that ended up being a pretty darn good punt.
I guess. I told you right before that play it's definitely too close to punt, but I guess the spin of the ball just made it go out at the 1-yard line because I thought it was
I thought it was in the end zone. I really did, but obviously I'm wrong, and not for the first time tonight. So Grizzlies backed up into the shadow of their own goalpost. See what the Grizzlies can do with it here. Handoff up the middle and getting some breathing room. Nice play that time by Bohannon. Oh, that's Michael Lopez rather in the backfield who carried that ball. And he gets it out to the 8-yard line, so a little bit of breathing room. 2nd down and 4. Now handoff up the middle. Big hole for Sincere Thompson. 1st down and more out to the 17-yard line. And the Grizzlies on the march again. 7:15 to go, 2nd quarter. Here's a handoff to Bohannon. Bohannon out toward the 30. He's going to be just short of it at the 28, but it's going to be another 1st down, a gain of 12 on the play. And Bohannon doing everything he can to get 1,000 yards tonight alone. Referees made an announcement. I don't know what it was. I guess they were fixing the clock.
Yeah, I'm not sure what that announcement was either. I thought it was a timeout at first. But
so did I. Back to throw it is Mason. Deep is Lopez, and he overthrew him. Lopez had Quentin Daly beat. But the ball overthrown by 3 yards. It'll make it 2nd down and 10.
Yeah, it looks like Lopez is having a pretty good time just getting open in the down the field against these defensive backs.
Mason in the spread, takes it, hands it off up the middle to Thompson. And a nice gain. He picks up 7 yards on the play. Out to the 35-yard line. It'll be 3rd down and 3 from that point. No huddle. Quick handoff again. This time it's Bohannon. Bohannon needed 3. He got 6 and moved the chains. It's a 1st down for Northwest. And again, no huddle offense for Northwest. Mason back to throw it. Completes it up the middle and down to the 42-yard line goes Michael Lopez. And they'll move the chains one more time. It's another 1st down for Northwest. This drive started at their own 1-yard line, and now flags fly. Some kind of illegal procedure, probably a substitution foul on Northwest that'll move it back 5 yards.
And while we have a moment in this game, I also saw that Manhattan is playing Southeast tonight, and it is 45-0 in the first quarter to Manhattan. Wow.
Wow, yeah, that's what I say. Are you sure that's right?
That's what it says. 45-0 in the first quarter.
That means you have to score on every play. Wow. Never seen that before. High snap. Mason hands it off to Thompson. Thompson goes end over end, gets out to down to the 37-yard line. It'll be a gain of 4 on the play. It'll make it 3rd down and 6 for Northwest, and now another flag. We have an encroachment foul called on the Campus Colts player number 45. Where is he at?
95?
He's not even on my list.
I believe that's 95.
Oh, is it? Xavier Cherry, okay. And up the middle, this will be a big 1st down, gain of 12 yards on the play, and the Grizzlies are moving the ball at will, literally. First down and 10 at the 25. Back to throw Mason into the end zone, incomplete. Intended for Lopez. No, that was intended for EQ.
Yeah, I was trying to figure out if that ball was just a little too high for EQ, but now that I think about it, I think he just didn't have I think he could have caught that. He just didn't get both of his hands on it, and it just went through his hands.
Clock stops, 5:12 to go till halftime. 2nd down and 10. This time we have a handoff and running it up the middle and up the gut and for a touchdown. I believe that's Sincere Thompson over there in the corner with it.
It sure is.
Sincere Thompson, a 25-yard scamper. And the Grizzlies extend their lead. John Lee will come on to try the extra point.
In Northwest, it seems like they've been pretty efficient on offense because I believe they scored on all drives except for the one they threw an interception.
The extra point is good. You're right. They scored on every drive except the turnover. 5:01 to go till halftime. Northwest 41 and Campus 0. Back with the kickoff after this. You're watching NWHS GRIZZ, and this is Grizzly Football.
Hey, Grizzly Nation. This is Eric Hofer-Holdeman, your principal at Northwest High School. Did you know Grizzly Pride is the combined booster club and PTO here at Northwest? They support both athletics and academics. We're asking you to join Grizzly Pride this year. Due to these extraordinary times, Grizzly Pride doesn't have the same fundraising opportunities they normally have, and we need you to join and offer your donation to help Grizzly Pride out. Go to our Northwest webpage, join today. Go Grizzlies.
On the kickoff, the ball sent to the far side of the field, and it's going to be a first down and 10 from the 20 for the campus Colts.
And I think here, Kevin, on this drive, campus, they really need to find something to build on if they want to just remain in this game, head into halftime. So they need to find something offensively to just kind of get their feet moving.
They had their one big running play, got it down inside the red zone of Northwest and couldn't do anything with it. Defense stiffened up on them. McPherson under center. And he keeps it and goes down after a short gain. Let's give Jacob King credit for the tackle on McPherson after a gain of 3 yards. It'll be second down and 7 to go. Clock running, 4:40 to go till halftime. And at halftime, we'll have a performance by the Northwest Marching Grizzlies. On second down, man in motion. Now they had two guys going at the same time. That's going to come back. Flag is thrown. The play is good for a first down, but it's going to come back. It'll be second down and 12, I expect, when this is all said and done. Unlike arena ball, you can't have two men moving at the same time. So campus will regroup here.
And I like how you said this earlier, but compared to Northwest offense, it's just really quick to play call and all that. Campus, they seem like they take forever, but they really don't.
It does seem like it's forever. And they even had me faked out on this handoff. I think it's gonna, all that's gonna end up being a no gainer, making a third down and 13. I honestly thought that McPherson was gonna throw it. His fake was really good because it faked me out. But as it turns out, the runner gained nothing. There's another. This time it is thrown, and a flag is thrown for it's going to be DPI here at the 42-yard line. 3 Grizzlies in the area, and I think they're going to call it on Landis Smith, but I'm not sure. $15-yard penalty. They didn't give the number, but I'm pretty sure it was Smith.
I believe he said 8, and that would
Did
be...
he say Takari Brown?
I believe so.
I wouldn't have called it on Brown myself, obviously, because I didn't think that's who it was.
Either way, I guess it was a pass interference call. It's a good call by the officials there.
Yeah. That moves the ball out to the 33-yard line where it'll be a first down for campus. They get a new set of downs. Clock stops, 3:38 to go in the half. Grizzlies up by a bunch. Handoff in the backfield is going to lose a bunch of yardage. 4-yard loss on the play, second down and 14. And the broken record on runs for losses continues. Been a lot of that in this contest so far.
Yes, Kevin. Campus, they're having a hard time kind of running the ball here, and it's surprising to me that they keep on trying to run the ball. But, I mean, after they broke that 50, 60-yard run into the northwest side of the field, maybe they think they can get another one.
I don't know. McPherson keeps it and is double teamed. Down he goes. Jacob King got a piece of him. And they spot him for a 2-yard loss on the play for the forward progress. 3rd down and 15 to go. I would think campus would be hurrying it up so I could try to get a score in before halftime and get the Schneider off the board. Well, there's another flag for illegal motion.
Actually, looks like we're going to call.
Oh, they called it on us.
Yeah, neutral zone infraction.
That'll make it 3rd down and 10. They'll move it out back out to the 33.
That helps campus a little bit.
And the Colts come to the line with a new play. This one, handoff, sweep to the far side, gets good yardage. It's going to be short of the marker, and it will be 4th down. We'll see how they play it here. They only gained 5 on the play, so it's a 4th down and 5. And will they keep their offense on the field? I think the answer is going to be yes. And at this point, I can't see any reason why they shouldn't.
Yeah, I like that play call there. I just think it just wasn't enough to get that 1st down there. Let's see what campus draws up on this 4th play here, or this 4th down play, excuse me.
McPherson under center. He goes back to throw it, throws it short, and complete for a 1st down out near midfield. A pretty good play that time. A good catch and run by Carson Sheaver of campus to get the ball out near midfield. And that keeps the drive alive for the campus Colts on the 4th down play.
Yeah, that's one of the few 1st downs we've seen from campus in this first half of the game.
They haven't had much to cheer about, that's for sure. McPherson back to throw it. Highly pressured. The ball is hits the ground incomplete. It'll be 2nd and 10. McPherson was throwing that one away to save his life.
Well, actually, I think right there it was Quavon Harris who just got the pressure. Because I think quarterback was ready to just sling the ball, and I think it was great effort from Harris there just to hit the quarterback and just disrupt that pass there, because who knows where that pass would have gone if it would have got to the receiver he was trying to throw to.
Clock stops with 1:35 to go. 2nd down and 10 for campus. Now a timeout has been taken by the Colts. Let's just keep it here.
Gotcha.
And we have been blessed with a boatload of sponsors this year, and I'd like to recognize all of them at this point. Andrews Cleaning Service, the U.S. Army, and Floodman Family Law, Grizzly Pride, our Northwest High Booster Club. We thank them all for their support, and of course, kudos to the Kansas State High School Activities Association, and our personal thanks to Jeremy Holliday up there in Topeka for all of his help in getting this event put on. The Kansas State High School Activities Association does a fine job in promoting activities of all kinds at the high school and middle school levels. First timeout taken here by campus. Each team has 2 remaining. And again, campus trying to get the goose egg off the board before halftime. Have something to build on in the 3rd quarter. McPherson back to throw it. And down he goes for a huge sack. That play lost 15 yards.
Yeah, that was Trey Birch and I believe, Peyton Dean in the backfield there from Northwest.
Two of them were having some fun on that play.
I believe it was Northwest that just took a timeout as heard the official.
Well, Northwest wants the ball back. With a minute 24 to go, it is 3rd and a mile. 3rd and 25 is the distance that they're going to need. So we can expect that Northwest will get the ball back. The punt, if it's upcoming, will be into the north wind, although the wind has died down a lot. But it'll still be into the wind, and good field position is a definite possibility. And with good field position and the fact that our drives have all been so short tonight, a minute 24 is like an hour.
Yes, Kevin, and also just the threat of having Michael Lopez or Jace Glasper just return a punt from just basically any team. They're pretty quick, and they'll get it down the field pretty quickly. So who knows what will happen if Campus punts the ball away.
So on 3rd down and 25, there's not a lot of plays you can draw up for this one. A definite passing down. And McPherson keeps it, gets what he can up the middle. He picks up about 8 yards on the play. It'll be 4th down and long. And in all likelihood, the punting unit will come out. You know, I don't know why I say that, because as soon as I said that, I realized they're keeping their offense on the field on 4th down and 15.
Yeah, and I can't imagine what Campus will draw up here.
Northwest just took another timeout.
We'll get some
got
scores
an
in
update. How about the East High game? We haven't checked in on them yet.
Yeah, let me check it real quick.
We're going to update all our scores for you here at halftime, folks, and give you an update.
If I can find it.
Well, we had it a moment ago. We do know they're playing tonight. Give Craig a chance to find that on his laptop. They have changed the time on the clock. They've changed the game clock to 1:17. So
we do not have an actual score for that. Looks like no one is actually there and scoring the game, so that's unfortunate. We will not know what the score of that game is.
They're playing South High, Wichita South, correct?
Yes.
Yeah. On 4th down. Now McPherson looks for another play. Play clock down to 10. Now they're going to take a timeout. Campus takes a timeout. Well, we can tell you what we can anticipate for next week. In all likelihood, assuming that East High beats South, we will host East. We're going to host the winner of that game.
Yep.
We would host East High here for what could be considered a revenge match, as they came in here, 5 weeks ago, and kind of stole one from us that we weren't expecting them to win. So,
and I also think, Kevin, that it'll be a good revenge game as well, because I think the sole reason why Northwest lost is because they just thought they were so much better than East, and Northwest did not truly know how good East really was.
East is a pretty good team.
And now that they know that, I think they will be prepared, and they will prepare.
And that's
East.
assuming, of course, that that's who our opponent is.
Yes.
Now they decide to punt, and the punt is really short and goes out of bounds. That punt is 15 yards. So Northwest not only gets the ball back, they get it in great field position. They're going to mark the ball out at the 42-yard line of Northwest, and that's where they'll start 1st down and 10 with 1:11 remaining on the clock in the first half.
Yeah, and I think Quavon Harris, I think he put on some pretty good pressure on the punter to kind of forced that ill-advised punt there.
Handoff up the middle, big hole. Here we go. To the 40, 35, 30, 25, 20, 15, 10. Out of bounds inside the 10 is Deuce Bohannon. A gain of 51 yards on the play.
Looks like Campus took a timeout.
I believe Campus took their second timeout.
Well, I'll tell you what, Kevin. It does make it easy.
Is that their third timeout?
That's their second.
Okay.
Both teams have one remaining. I will say, though, Kevin, it is nice whenever you get 90% of the way there in about, what was that, 11? Or not 11, it was, I want to say 15 seconds or so?
About 15 seconds, yes.
That always helps your offense.
Yeah, it does. They have 55 seconds to move the ball 4 yards.
And honestly, I thought that Deuce Bohannon, I thought he was going to go all the way. But,
he almost did. Once he got past the second line of tacklers, it was off to the races, and fortunately someone in the secondary was able to corral him out of bounds or force him out of bounds. So it's first down and goal from the 4 for Northwest. Mason ready for the snap, and it loses the ball on a high snap and goes down, and I think we're going to have a turnover here. It looks like Campus came away with it, and yes, Campus falls on the loose ball, and Northwest commits its second turnover of the first half. So all that was for nothing.
Yeah, Kevin, and I can only just kind of feel a little bad for Deuce Bohannon there, because on the previous play he ran about 50 or so yards.
50 yards, and then we end up getting 0 points because of the turnover.
Yeah, he ran 50 yards just for the offense to fumble the ball and to give it right back to Campus. So I know Coach Martin will not be happy about that one.
First down and 10 at the 15. And Campus runs it up the middle for a gain, pretty good gain of 7 yards on the play. Actually, going to give them 9 yards. It'll be second down and 1. Clock running, 34 to go in the first half.
I think Campus is just looking to end the half here. And, I mean, they can't do that, but it looks like they want to run another play.
Back to throw is McPherson. He throws it long and on the far side of the field. And here's a defensive pass interference call coming at midfield.
Yeah, it looks like the Northwest secondary is having a little bit of trouble with some pass coverage here. They're going to have to figure that out.
It's on to Kari Brown again. That's the second one on Brown.
So I think one bad habit is, or to get into going into the further down you go into the playoffs, is just getting used to making penalties just like that, because that will cost you in big games. For example, if we play East next week, if we do that, that will probably be a big factor in
that would be a big play,
turning whatever way
You're
the
right.
game goes.
No question about it.
Because East will definitely take advantage of that if we play them.
7 seconds to go in the half. Ball's at the 39-yard line. A pitch to the near side. Out of bounds goes Camden Schrader. And that took 4 seconds. They'll get one more play in as the clock stops on the out-of-bounds run.
I'm honestly surprised they don't just need the ball if they're going to run it to the outside, but I guess they can do whatever they want.
He was hoping to turn the corner, I guess, and maybe break one. He ran about 30 yards to pick up 3. Second down and 7. This will be the last play of the half, barring a defensive foul. And we have a halfback pass that's picked off at the 45-yard line, and that's how the half will end. The pass thrown by Camden Schrader and picked off by one of the linebackers of Northwest. I believe it was picked off by Jared Havner, number 37. He's coming over all beaming. So we're at halftime, and your score at halftime. Wichita, Northwest 41, Haysville Campus 0. Back with our halftime extravaganza after this timeout. Stay with us. You're watching NWHS GRIZZ. This is Grizzly Football.